Awakening the wrong hero can cost you months of resources in Call of Dragons. In this video, I'm going through the best heroes to awaken first for archers, mages, infantry and cavalry, including free-to-play players, low spenders, and players building multiple marches. Of course, first of all, we have to speak regarding mistakes which players make when they are trying to awaken legendary heroes, because awakening legendary heroes is really costly, right? You have to invest somewhere close to 600, more than 650 legendary hero tokens, and of course, if you are choosing the wrong heroes, if you are always going for the newest heroes which are coming to the game, you are making a mistake, right? The importance of awakening heroes should be like this. You have to understand your main troop type. Maybe it's archer, maybe it's mages, maybe it's infantry or cavalry, and you should always aim to awaken the heroes which are your main troop type heroes. Also, in this game, not every single hero is amazing, right? There are some fillers, there are some supports, there are some, I don't know, tanky ones, some damage dealers, some great ones for rallies, for garrison. That's why choosing the correct hero to invest and awaken it is a mandatory thing, and players are making so many mistakes by awakening some wrong heroes for their troop type, right? Like some heroes, like maybe you are archer player and you are going to invest in mage hero, of course it's a mistake. If you are infantry player and you are awakening cavalry hero because you like to one hero pair, of course you are wasting your legendary hero tokens and you are making a mistake. So in order for you to not make such a mistakes, this will be a perfect video for you. And until we're gonna go for the heroes, which ones are good ones and bad ones, I will tell you how to choose your first awakening hero, right? And there is a couple of topics which are important to know whenever you are deciding which one to awaken. So the topics are like this. PvP impact, which means the hero pairs which are going to give you highest amount of merits. Open field performance. Survivability, because if you are not survivable in open field gameplay, unfortunately you are not getting a lot of merits in this game. Damage increase, because some awakening skills are giving you less damage increase, some other ones are giving you huge impact. Hero pair synergy, right? If you are awakening hero which can be used with multiple hero pairs, of course that's a good choice. And of course number of marches that can use them, and the most important, free-to-play friendly and resource efficient heroes, right? If you are awakening legendary hero but you don't have enough legendary medals to make it 6-star, yeah, you are making mistake, right? Because your hero won't gonna be full maxed out, and maxed out heroes are generally the ones who have max amount of legendary stars, every single skill level 5, and of course awakened heroes. These are the couple of topics which are important for players to understand whenever they are thinking of awakening heroes in this game. Now, the most important, we're gonna move through every single troop type and we are going to check every single legendary hero, and I will give you my thoughts and ideas if it's worth it to awaken them or not. Of course, we're gonna go through with marksman, cavalry, infantry, magic, and overall. The first troop type which we are going to speak is archers, because by myself I'm archer main and I have the highest amount of credibility in terms of archer heroes in this game. So let's start with archers and let's start with Kinara, right? Kinara's awakening skill has a 20% chance to inflict defense break, reducing defense for 20% for 3 seconds. By itself, it's a really unique skill for Kinara, because Kinara's whole gameplay is centered around defense break because of Snow Peak Rock, because of the Nico, the legendary hero, which we're gonna pair up Kinara, especially in the beginning. So I believe awakening Kinara at the start of the game is a good decision. Now let's go to Nico. Well, Nico has, if you already have defense break, you are just dealing additional 200 damage factor. Generally, I don't like awakening skills which are giving you flat stat like 200 damage increase, like 100 damage increase. I don't like this one, so I would avoid awakening Nico as a priority for archer mates. Next one is Syndrion, right? Syndrion is basically giving you 400 damage factor if you're going to land 5 critical hits. I would say avoid awakening Syndrion because you want to have something even better than 5 critical hits, 400 damage. Alright. Awakening Freygar, I would strongly disagree to awaken Freygar. You are just getting 200 more damage factor, so avoid awakening Freygar. The next one is Magrat. Magrat is getting 50% more normal attack damage. Before you had 450. If you're gonna awaken Magrat, you're gonna have 50% more, right? I would say avoid. Don't make it your highest priority to awaken Magrat. Make it 5551 and she will be good enough. Zyda. Awakening Zyda should be your priority. At the first glance, you might say what this actually does. Well, whole idea of Zyda is that you have to get downwatched marks, 10 of them in total. So basically, without awaken Zyda, you are slowly generating more and more damage. When you're gonna awaken Zyda, you will already start with 3 stacks, which means from the start of the battle, you will already have twice as much damage, and of course getting to the full potential will be faster for you. So my advice, have a Zyda as a priority in terms of awakening this legendary hero. The next one, Falgrim, right? Falgrim gonna have 20% more hero skill damage until the next Falgrim casts a rage skill. This can be triggered once every 8 seconds. I'm glad that it's not like 10 or 15 seconds. My advice, good awakening skill. Try to awaken Falgrim. It will be really, really helpful. The next one is Sibyl. And my advice, try to avoid awakening Sibyl. You are just getting 100 more damage factor, which is nothing, right? So make Sibyl 5155. She will be good enough already to use it. Just extra 100 damage factor, yeah, not enough in my opinion. Now go to G5 archers and a Ruby, right? Well, Ruby has a lot, right? Ruby will have, let's just read it, right? After entering battle, launch the follow-up normal attack every second against random enemy legion located farther away. So, extra enemy target, which is already super amazing, and it doesn't really stop here. If this enemy is in the current target, the damage factor is 50. If it's an enemy other legion, that damage factor is increased to 100. When leading a PvP legion, this effect doesn't apply to rally or garrison armies. Basically, whole idea of Ruby, it's giving you additional target. Like, for example, if you can deal damage to 3 nearby legions by the first skill, with the help of the awakening skill, you will deal damage to 4. With the help of the 4th skill, you're gonna deal damage to 5 enemy legions at the same time. So, one of the biggest priorities for archers is to actually awaken Ruby, which I totally agree. The next one is Kylan. Kylan is similar to Zyda. You're gonna get 3 stacks immediately, and not only that, you're gonna get 50% more salvo damage. My advice, you have to awaken Kylan. Kylan is nothing like Magrat, Kylan is nothing like Sibyl. Of course, you can have Kylan like 5155, but this awakening skill is so amazing that I believe you should actually try your best to awaken Kylan as soon as possible, because your damage will increase a lot. Now, the G6 archers, right? Let's check out Kolk. When leading Marksman Legion, the Legion gains 2 stacks of Ferocious Mark upon entering battle. So, if I told you that you have to awaken Zaida, if I told you have to awaken Kylan, of course you have to awaken Kolk, because these 3 legendary heroes has kinda similar style of awakening skill in my opinion. So, approved, awaken Kolk. And the last hero here, Milra. Milra is just amazing, right? Milra will get you huge amount of damage if you're gonna awaken her. 50% chance is huge, 6%, maximum 3 stacks, 80% more damage. Of course, you have to awaken this legendary hero, and plus you don't have like a recharge timer. You're gonna just fight, you're gonna defeat another target, and then this awakening skill will yet again work. So that's the archers, right? Now let's conclude. I said awaken Kinara, I said awaken Ruby, I said awaken Falgrim, Kolk, Kylan, and Milra. Yeah, basically, if I started this game again and I wanted to be archer main again, these would be the legendary heroes which would be my priority to actually awaken. So, yeah, Inara, Falgrim, Ruby, Kylan, Kolk, and Milra. Now, let's go and let's check out our mages. And the start will be with Lilia, right? We don't even have to think too much. Awakening Lilia is really good. Additional target, scorch damage. Of course, if you are spender and you are going to be mage player, you have to awaken Lilia for sure. Or the Welin, right? You are just getting 400 damage factor if these kind of requirements are met. Hoarfrost, which, yeah, I believe if you're gonna have high levels on Welin skill is good, but this awakening skill is not really impressive in my opinion. So I would avoid it. Next one is Bertrand. I would avoid awakening Bertrand. We are comparing solely awakening skills, right? Just 200 more damage factor. Of course, other skills are impressive, but not impressive awakening skill for Bertrand. For Tohar, that's different, right? After finishing channeling Rage of Plateau, his Legion gains keen attack 35% for 5 seconds. This looks amazing, but this channeling plateau is actually quite a long timing skill, and yeah, I'm 50-50 in terms of Tohar, so let's keep it as a 50-50, right? It's a good percentage, nice timing, but channeling plateau is pretty long duration skill, which means sometimes you don't even live until you're gonna finish this skill. So 50-50 on Tohar. Let's go, let's check Thalia. Well, I believe one of the worst awakening skills in the game. I would totally avoid awakening Thalia. And Thandalin, right? Here, you might say so many things are written, but in reality, you are getting 50 more damage factor from 450 to 500. So, not impressive awakening skill, should be better. So yeah, not good. Let's go and let's check out G4 Mage, which is Youngming. While in the battle, gains Divine Mark for 10 seconds every 30 seconds, gains 50% attack, magic attack, and promotion targets 3 legions, and Inescapable Fate have 100% trigger chance. 100% you have to awaken Youngming, one of the best awakening skills for mage heroes in the game. Now, let's go for Gromara. What Gromara has? Gromara has 200 more damage factor, and grants this hero legion a 25% bonus to hero skill damage. This bonus is removed the next time any hero skills cut the rage skill, right? So 200 more damage factor and 50% more hero skill damage. Of course, that's a great one. Hero skill damage is the primary way how mages are dealing damage, so my advice for sure from Ara's awakening skill is really good. For Wardun, 20% more hero rage skill damage and 100% chance to gain a ravaging rune upon entering battle. Kinda same style as Zaida and Kailan in terms of like stacks. You are getting something faster, plus 20% hero skill damage. Of course, awakening Wardun actually makes sense, so good one. Cantman, like 50%, 56% extra damage maximum. Yes, for sure. You have to awaken Cantman. Deals huge amount of damage, awakened Cantman. So, let's see which legendary heroes for mages have great awakening skill. Which is, let's say, a small conclusion, right? It's Lilia, 50-50 on Tohar, it's Youngming, it's Gromara, it's Wardun, and it's Cantman. I hope you are awakening the correct legendary heroes, if you are mage main, of course. Now, let's go and let's check out Infantry. First hero is Garwood, right? Garwood will have 200 more healing and the reduced all damage taken by 20%, just timing is increased 2 seconds more. Well, it's like Garwood is not a great hero, but if you want to have at least one basic hero awakened as an infantry player, I would always go for Garwood. So let's say, alright, good skill, awaken Garwood. Next one is Nika. Nika, at the first glance, you might say such a good skill, 500 damage factor, but there is a thing which you have to do. If the target has fewer than 50% units remaining, you will deal 500 damage, and that, of course, has 50% chance. I would say not as great. We want some defensive stuff for our infantry, especially in Season 1, so avoid awakening Nika. Goresh, I believe one of the best awakening skills for the tank gameplay, so for sure awaken Goresh. For Skogul, 10% more counterattack damage. 50-50 on Skogul, but I lean towards awakening Skogul also because this hero pair will give you so much if awakened, right? Next one, Mogro, right? I would avoid awakening Mogro, 200 damage factor. Yeah, not the way I think infantry heroes are popular. So avoid awakening Mogro. Dunfell, really good. Really good. Try to awaken Dunfell. Plus, the effect can be triggered once every 2 seconds, which is really good. It's not like 5 seconds or 6. 2 seconds. I like the skills which has a 2 seconds cooldown. So, awaken Dunfell. Next one, it starts, right? Lake 1. You have to awaken Lake 1. For sure. Not only 200 more damage, but you are going to get... This hero's legion also deals 20% more counterattack damage for 3 seconds. Yes, that's huge. 20% is huge. Let's go for Kuma. Kuma should be awakened. 20% HP, and we know that best stat for Kuma is HP. Triggered once every 5 seconds, that's good enough. You have to awaken Kuma. Next one is Joren, right? Joren has a big awakening skill, but not a lot of things are being changed. Basically, you're gonna have 10% higher chance of parry, and you're gonna have 200 more damage, which is... and also 1 extra nearby enemy legion, right? Like 1 extra target. Alright, I just saw 1 extra target, and that actually changes. 10%, 1 extra target, 200 damage, like 3 things are already too much to avoid it, so I would say approved. Good awakening skill on Joren. If you like the hero, awaken Joren. The next one is Elanir. Elanir is pretty basic. The Legion's infantry skill damage increased by 3% for 10 seconds. Not that impressive awakening skill. So if you're gonna awaken Jorin, you don't really have to awaken Elanir. So let's conclude. Darwood approved, Boresh approved, Skogul approved, Kuma approved, Leikuan approved, Anfel approved, and Joren approved. So yeah, pretty a lot of heroes for infantry players who should awaken, and they have pretty good awakening skill. Now, let's go and let's check out Cavalry. First hero is Emrys, and Emrys till this day has one of the best awakening skill for out of every single Cavalry hero in my opinion. So you have to awaken Emrys for sure. 20% chance to gain passion, increase rage accumulation speed, 20% for 5 seconds. If you already have passion, grants 100 rage, only 2 seconds cooldown. Come on, what else you need? For sure, good one. Bakshi. Bakshi has nice one, 10% more HP, 100 damage, but I would avoid it. Not as a priority. You want something more. You want more damage. You want like maybe 20%, 50% more HP. Maybe for 6-7 seconds. I would avoid it. Next one is Forondil. Forondil has a pretty nice awakening skill, but there is one thing. You have to have cowardice. Cowardice effect is not that easy to get, right? If you are a flying cavalry player, of course, awaken Forondil. If you are a normal cavalry player, like ground cavalry, avoid it. The next one is Theodore. Theodore has a great awakening skill, especially in Season 2, in G2. 25% less normal attack damage, that makes your hero pair really, really tanky. And I remember when Theodore came out, Theodore was one of the most tanky cavalry heroes out of Emrys, Bakshi, and Forondil. So, approved. For the Urag, 100 damage factor and 100 splash damage. Not as impressive awakening skill, avoid, but the other skills are so good that Urag is one of the most mandatory heroes to have on high levels. Tobin has way better awakening skill, approved. It will make you so much more tanky. Legion deals 20% more damage when targeting ranged legions. When targeting melee legions, the hero legion takes 50% less damage for 5 seconds. Great skill, approved. For sure, approved. Next one is Neya. Neya has 100% more damage and 10 extra rage, right? Not as impressive, right? 10 extra rage, come on. 100 more damage, alright. But as Urag, Neya's skills are so good that you still kinda have to awaken her, right? That's the reality. The next one, Freya. Freya is like a buffer. 10% buff to your nearby PvP cavalry legions. 50% on this awakening skill, I will be honest. 10% is like epic hero stats. Agnar is way better. I would awaken Agnar for sure. Agnar has a good awakening skill. Try to awaken Agnar. So let's have a small conclusion. Awaken Emrys, awaken Theodore, awaken Tobin, like in terms of just purely awakening skills, right? Agnar and yeah, Neya and Urag should be there because they are so good, like other skills are so good that you kinda have to awaken Urag and Neya for sure. That's like one of the best damage dealing heroes for cavalry players in general. So yeah, that's the cavalry for us. And in the end, we're gonna check out the overall heroes because we already have so many legendary heroes here also. Yeah, right? Not as... It's like... Yeah, I thought it was just... somehow... Like, you are getting 2 shields For your friendly legions, like 1 extra shield, not as impressive. Not as impressive. Other stats are same, right? Yeah. Yeah. Just extra shield. Not impressed. For Musiang, amazing skill, 50% attack, more rage. Remember, Nea had 10 extra rage. Musiang will give you 50 rage. Good, approved. Madeline. Madeline has 3 surrounding legions and gains resistance. Damage taken minus 10% for 4 seconds. I would say approved. Not bad. Like 50-50, I will be honest. 50-50. Let's check out Bahron, right? After casting Exhaust Fumes, Legion gains normal attack crit rate 30%. Yeah, same style as Ohar. You have to cast a skill, then you have it. It's a crit rate. I would say avoid awakening skill of Bahron. Seluna, right? Seluna, upon gaining Luna's Moth Mark, the Legion deals, yeah, for sure. For sure. Great. Approved for sure. This is amazing awakening skill, which is really, really, really good. And Husk, right? We have Husk, normal attack crit rate is increased by 6%, counter attack crit rate. Yeah, I guess crit rate increase from the awakening skill. I'm not really sure how good it is. 50-50, I guess. Not bad, not good, not worst, not amazing. Yeah, that's the way. So, one small disclaimer, it's not about the heroes which you should or should not awaken. Of course, some of the heroes are having great skills but bad awakening skills, such as Urag and Nea. I just checked out every single legendary hero and told you which awakening skills are actually good. So, after watching this video, it will be easier for you to make a decision which heroes to actually awaken in Call of Dragons. If you like the video, as always, press like, subscribe, share. It gives me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody an amazing day, morning and night. We are going to see each other really, really soon. Bye bye and good luck.